Hello there. So just picking up right where I left off. So what I've got here is a reasonable selection of the sky, but there's a few things that I'm missing, and I'll learn more about it if I zoom in. So I'm using the Alt scroll wheel. Let me click on screen first. Alt scroll wheel to kind of come in here, and you can see this is going to be very jaggedy. There's going to be some problems with this. It's not doing a very good job of either picking up the grass or leaving out the sky, right? So this kind of border is very edgy stuff for Photoshop. It's hard for it to do really well. I'm leaving out a couple of other little details here that I want to make sure I get, though, right? Because I'm going to grab the magic wand tool again, and this will be perfect for getting that little bit of light between his arm and his side where he's holding the books. All right, now what can I do with this? Well, I've got a selection here, and I can make changes. I can change the light, the dark. I can play with the colors, etc. of this thing. I can copy it. I can paste it in someplace else, right? So there's a lot that can be done with this. Selection is the beginning of anything you're going to do, right? And now at this point, let me show you something that can be kind of useful. You can save selections, right? I'm going to select, save. This was not especially hard to do, but there are images where the selecting process is really intense and a lot of work to go through, and you really wouldn't want to have to start from scratch again. So I'm going to say save selection just as an imitation of that kind of condition, right? And I'm going to give it a name, a very simple, basic name like sky, right? Now at this point, if I hit Control D, and this is no longer selected, then I can get this back super easily just by going select, load selection. Well, now it's showing up here, but it isn't always visible in position there. So I'm going to click on sky. Okay, there it is. Now, this is good because, I mean, there's a lot we can do here. Let me show you. Like, this is not really teaching these things, but let's say I'm going to go and I'm going to give the sky a bit more color, right? You can probably see it boosting up a little bit. Not crazy, but just a bit more, right? And that's kind of nice. But now, what if I want to do something to the ground? I want to change that effect, say maybe in a way that's a bit more contrasty or something like that, right? Well, look, if I have this area selected, I can go select inverse. And this means to flip the selection to everything that isn't selected now, right? Here we go, inverse. Watch the sky up here where the pixels will change. I click inverse. There's one little random bunch up there. Now, the bottom of the screen is the part that is selected, stopping with where the sky begins. So now we have the other area, the other obvious area of this thing kind of available for, making some changes in. Let's see. But you know what? First, we probably don't want to change him along with it. So this would be a perfect chance to use the quick selection tool for something a little bit better. So look, I'm going to put the quick selection tool on subtract from selection. And then I'm just going to start to just gently pull up his leg here. And you can see this is a little closer to what the quick selection tool is actually good at. And the only part of the image that we're really worried about deselecting is down here. But let me grab the lasso tool, put it on subtract from selection, and just make sure there's nothing else up here that's selected. So now his feet are not selected, his legs are not selected, but the ground around him all is. So let's go image, adjustments, and maybe let's say levels. Let's make it darker down here, right? Now it's not an especially terrific look. And notice the really bad giveaway spot is where the grass and the sky are meeting and overlapping, right? So that is just a super short little version about selecting there, and we've got more to say about it, believe it or not. So I'll see you in a minute.